Hi everyone, welcome to this video where we'll step you through creating a new invoice in the Reckon Invoices app. The Reckon Invoices app is a companion app for your Reckon One book and is available for download in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Check out the links in the description for your App Store listing to download the Reckon Invoices app. Let's get started. To create a new invoice, tap on the plus symbol at the bottom and select New Invoice. Here you'll be able to add all the components that make up your invoice. At the top, you can set the invoice date. By default, it will show today's date. Please note, you cannot create an invoice that is dated prior to the book start date of your Reckon One book. Next, select the customer that you're issuing the invoice to. The search bar at the top can be used to quickly search through your customer list, which is handy if you've got a long list of customers and saves you having to scroll through the list. If your customer hasn't been created yet, you can create them now by selecting the New Customer option and following the prompts to set up your customer. Check out the video linked in the description for info on creating a new customer in the Invoices app. After your customer has been selected, set the due date for the invoice. Any unpaid invoices that have passed the due date will be marked as overdue. You can select a payment term or a specific due date. If you have previously created a custom payment term in your Reckon One book, it will also appear here for selection. Default payment terms will be selected if you have set a specific payment term as default in your Reckon One invoice settings. If you'd like to create a new payment term, tap on the Add New option. When you're finished, tap Done. Set whether the amounts in the invoice are gross, net, or non-taxed. This selection will default to what is currently set in the tax settings in your Reckon One book. If you'd like to assign a classification to the invoice, you can do so by tapping on the Classification option. Next, let's assign the items that make up this invoice. Tap on the Add Items option and select any items you wish to add. If you'd like to create a new item, tap on the Add New option in the top right corner. Check out the video linked in the description for a walkthrough on creating new items in the Invoices app. To make updates to any of these selected items, tap on the respective item, which will allow you to edit the price, quantity, any discounts you'd like to assign to the item description, the tax code, and any projects that the item is assigned to, if you have the projects module in your Reckon One subscription. You can also delete the item from the invoice if you've made a mistake by selecting the Delete Item option at the bottom. This will only delete the item from the invoice itself. If you'd like to apply any discounts to the total invoice, you can do so by adding a percentage or a specific dollar value. Once you're happy with the items, review the totals of the invoice. You can also add any special notes to the invoice if you wish. You can also select which invoice template to use for this current invoice. The Invoice app will automatically use which template is currently set as the default template in your Reckon One invoice settings. You can specify the payment details by tapping the Payment Details option and entering any payment instructions so your customer knows how to pay the invoice. A handy tip to save time on entering payment details on every single invoice: you can set the default payment details in the invoice settings in your Reckon One book. After doing so, any new invoices that you create will then show the default payment details automatically. When you're all done, review the invoice, and if you're happy, tap on Done. If you'd like to send the invoice to the customer now, tap the Send Invoice button. From here, you can preview the PDF copy of the invoice if you'd like, toggle whether you'd like to send a copy of the invoice to yourself, and you also have the ability to edit the subject line and the body of the email message as well. When you're ready to send the invoice, tap on Done. Well done, that's it. Your invoice has been created and sent. Thanks so much for watching. Check out the Invoice app playlist on our channel for more videos on the Reckon Invoice app. And for more help and support, please visit us at help.reckon.com or join our community at community.reckon.com.